building was taken over by the ISIS snipers who came in from this direction, from the east of Shbeki, and not one family in this area survived without victims of this attack, and many families, entire families, were killed. This building was held by the snipers to also protect this road, which they used to take the kidnapped victims. I think now there are still between 25 and 28 still missing, still kidnapped, and their whereabouts are still not clear. From this position, you can see how the ISIS snipers kept control of the road and could pick off civilians below. And because this was a high position in the village, it was very easy for them to maintain control of this building and murder a huge number of civilians in this town. And in fact, this house was owned by a guy who was in Lebanon. He heard what was happening. He came back to see what had happened to his wife and children, and the snipers killed him before he could get back to this house. The massacre here was just quite unbelievable. Everyone we're speaking to have lost children. We've been told about a disabled child who was killed, murdered in his bed as he lay sleeping. The terrorists entered this town at around 4 a.m. They ensured that the town itself was in complete darkness. There was very little moon that night, and it was cloudy, so there was no light, but they shot out all the lights in the towns anyway, in each of the towns. And then surrounded the towns with snipers and lined the roads with snipers, so they made it impossible for anyone from neighboring villages to come and help, and for the villagers to get out. Any villagers who tried to put wounded and injured into their cars to try to take them to hospital, the cars were fired on by the snipers. And then in one case we saw a car that had been hit by an RPG, and basically all inside were incinerated, turned to ash, as our guide has just told us.